Hello students, I, Mr. Shabbir Ahmed, will teach you geography. Today we will discuss a new topic, soil. The science which deals with the study of soil is known as pedology. The process of formation of soil is known as pedogenesis. Now, what is soil? Soil is a renewable resource. It is the uppermost layer of the Earth's crust. It is formed by the breaking of rocks due to various factors. Soil consists of various substances such as organic and inorganic substances. Particularly organic substances are included dead and decay materials of the plants and animals. A substance is formed which is known as humus, which increases the fertility of the soil. Soil is a renewable resource. It is the medium for the plant growth. Soil is considered as a living system because living organisms, particularly plants, are getting the different substances from the soil, particularly water, minerals, nutrients, etc. etc. Soil takes millions of years to form few centimeters. Now here is soil profile. Now what is soil profile? It is the view of the soil which we can see after cutting a cross section, vertical cross section. Now we can see different layers there, that is topsoil, that is the upper soil layer, under which there is sublayer, subsoil weathered layer, that is rocks, sand and silt clay is there, under which there is substratum, weathered parent rock material, under which there is unweathered parent bedrock. It is a soil profile, or these are the different layers of the soil from which soil is formed, that is unweathered parent bedrock. Soil starts forming from this layer particularly. Now, formation of soil. There are various factors for the formation of the soil, that is relief, parent rock or bedrock, climate and time. Relief, first factor. Relief refers to the uneven surface of the earth. On the earth, there are the various relief features, that is mountains, plains, plateaus, valleys, etc. Particularly mountains. On mountain slopes, the rocks slide down due to the force of glacier and water. These rocks collide with the other rocks and are converted into sand, as it is shown in this diagram. Now second, parent rock or bedrock. Rock is most important for the formation of the soil. Where there is rock, there is the formation of soil. What factor would be there responsible? Climate. Before discussing climate, we will discuss weathering. Weathering is the process of breaking down of rocks into sand particles. Or we can say that it is the process of decomposition and disintegration of rocks. Disintegration actually means that physically we can see that rock is converted into sand particles. Decomposition means there are some minerals which are dissolved with water. On the basis of these two factors, decomposition and disintegration, weathering is classified into two types. Number one, physical weathering. Second is chemical weathering. And there is another one, that is biological weathering. Biological weathering is one of the part of physical weathering because there are the plants and animals which are playing role in breaking the rocks. Now first one, physical weathering. It is the process of disintegration of rocks into sand particles. In physical weathering particularly, climate is playing an important role. You know, in India there is hot desert, which is also known as Thar desert, found in Rajasthan. Due to high temperature, rocks are exposed. On the surface of the rocks, cracks are developed. These cracks are contracting during the night time, they expand during the day due to high temperature. When this process is going on for a long time, the top layer is converted into sand. You know, in Rajasthan there is more force of wind. The force of wind shifts this top layer of the soil to the another area, and again the hard rock is exposed. Same procedure is followed. The high temperature which is falling on the surface of the rock, cracks are developed. These cracks are contracted during the night and they are expanded during the day. When this expansion and contraction is going on for a long time, this whole rock is converted into sand particles. This process is seen mostly in the hot deserts. In India, it is Thar desert in Rajasthan. This process is known as thermal action. Thermal means heat. Heat is playing an important role for the formation of the soil. This is the physical process. Now we'll move to the another part, that is cold desert, which is found in Ladakh. What is the process going on there? Rocks are converted into sand. There is water. During night time, this water freezes. It is converted into ice. You know, these rocks contain small pores. During day, this water is penetrated into these pores. During night, this water is converted into ice. This ice pushes the two walls of these pores. During day, when this ice is melted, this water penetrates more deep into this pore. Day by day, these pores are widened and the whole surface of the rock is converted into sand. This process is known as frost action. Means when water is converted into ice, this ice and plays an important role in converting the rock into sand particles. Now, in India, there are two deserts. One is cold desert, which is found in Ladakh. The process there is, that is frost action. There is hot desert, which is found in Rajasthan. There is again the formation of the soil which took place by the process which is known as thermal action. This was the physical weathering. Now chemical weathering. It is the process of decomposition of rocks. Now we can see rocks contain salt, that is particularly this sodium chloride. When water is added with the salt and it is dissolved with water and solution is formed, that is salt solution. Again, when this salt solution is formed, when we boil this water, the water will be converted into water vapors. We will take some water and salt, put salt into there, and salt would be dissolved, start heating this water vapors which is coming from this container, and when the whole water will be evaporated and the salt will remain in the container, but not in those pieces which we have put into this water. The salt would be in powder form. Now it is a chemical change which took place by the water which has dissolved this salt. Again, here is example, that is calcium carbonate, again which is mixed with water, there is formed the solution. This is the chemical change which took place by adding two substances. Solution is formed in this way. There is not temperature, there is not frost action, there is another process, that is chemical reaction took place, due to which rocks are converted into smaller and smaller sand particles. Number third, biological weathering. Biological weathering is one of the physical weathering, but that took place with the help of plants and animals. You know, the big animals, particularly elephant, under which rocks are broken down. There are the plants, they have the roots. These roots are emerging into these rocks. After New Year, new roots come out and they are penetrating into these rocks, due to the force of these roots, these rocks are broken down into pieces. This is biological process through which rocks are broken down into smaller and smaller sand particles. This is the biological weathering. Now there are various bases on which soils are classified in India. Number one is physical properties and chemical properties. Number one, physical properties. On the basis of color, on the basis of thickness, on the basis of texture, on the basis of age, soils are classified in India. And again, chemical properties. Number one, color. Some soils are black, some are red, some are yellow, some are reddish brown. Black color is attained due to the volcanic eruption, particularly soils which are found in Maharashtra, Gujarat areas. Such area in ancient times was formed by the volcanic eruption. You know, due to that, soil has attained black color. Red soil is due to the diffusion of iron, and yellow color is due to the diffusion of iron same, but there are the different reactants. When iron reacts with oxygen, then there is the formation of ferric oxide. It gives soil to a red color. When the same iron reacts with water, ferric hydroxide is formed. It gives yellowish color, due to which this iron attains the different color, but when reactants are different. On the basis of thickness, you know, soils the thickness of these soils varies from one place to another place, from one soil to another soil. Particularly, black soils in India, they vary the thickness. Black soils which have less thickness develops the cracks during the hot dry season. Some black soils are very deep. Such soils have a retaining capacity of moisture. We will discuss it in the black soil. Now, texture. Texture means particle size of a soil. There are the three particles, particularly sand, silt, clay. Here is a diameter shown of these particles. Sand, its diameter is 0.05 millimeters to 2 millimeters. Silt, its diameter is 0.002 millimeters to 0.05 millimeters. Clay, it is the smallest particle of the soil. Its diameter is less than 0.002 millimeters. On the basis of this texture, soils have been classified. We will discuss them. Age. On the basis of age, soils have been classified into two: new soil and old soil. One is Khadar and another is Bangar. You know, Khadar is close to the river that is formed every year due to the floods, and Bangar, it is old soil which is far away from the river coast. These were the bases or physical properties. Physically, we can see the color, we can see the thickness, we can see the grain size of a soil, and we can check what is the age of the whether it would be new soil or old soil. Chemical composition. What is the composition of the soil or minerals, particularly from which the soil is formed? As you know, different soils are have the composition of this phosphorus, potash, calcium carbonate. This is the composition of the soil. It means that what is the composition from which these soils have been formed. But these elements are not found in each and every soil. They vary from, as you know, phosphorus is found in alluvial soil, but black soil lacks this phosphorus. This is one of the example that it varies from one soil to another. Now we will move towards the another section, that is types of soils in India. Number one, alluvial soils. Alluvial soils are the widespread soils in India. Means they cover the large area in India as it is shown on the map. These soils, alluvial soils, are most important soils because most of the people prefer to live there, and it has been observed that dense areas are found in these northern plains, particularly whether it would be Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and other states which are shown, which are represented here on the map. These soils, alluvial soils, are formed due to the deposition by the major rivers in India like Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra. These soils are particularly found in the Rajasthan and Gujarat areas, some areas of Gujarat and Rajasthan. These are found in the coastal areas, particularly eastern coastal plains, that is deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, and as I already told you that age of the soil, the basis which we have discussed, that new soil and old soil. This alluvial soil is classified into two subtypes, that is Khadar and Bangar. You know, Khadar is close to the river, Bangar is far away from the river. The particles are very small like clay, found in clay, and in Bangar the particles are coarse or big, which is far away from the river coast. Khadar is more fertile, Bangar is less fertile, but both are alluvial. Both are alluvial soils. Both are fertile, but there is somewhat some kind of difference that Khadar soil is formed every year due to the floods. Now these were some differences between these Khadar and Bangar alluvial soils. This alluvial soil, you know, composition, it is composed of, or it is adequate in potash, phosphoric acid, calcium carbonate, and it is suitable for the crops, that is sugarcane, rice, wheat, and other cereals, pulses, etc. Now, due to these factors, it has been seen that most of the people in India prefer to live there because there is fertile soil, there is large quantity of water, there is ample sunshine, there is each and everything that is why this area is densely populated. Now, in some areas, like drier parts, there is measures which are taken, that proper treatment and irrigation is done, that fertilizers and manure is added, and such preventive measures are taken, that such soils are under cultivation. Means when we add, as I already told you in last topic, that when we apply more water due to the over irrigation, that salt concentration in the soil is formed more and soil becomes alkaline. It means that the soil is degraded. When there is degraded soil, there should be the preventive measures which we have to take. Means we have to apply fertilizers and other manure substances which we have to add to the soil. Now we will move towards the another soil, that is black soil. Black soil is black in color. It is also known as rugged soil. It is less fertile than alluvial soil. It is also known as cotton black soil because it is suitable for the growth of cotton, particularly in India, that is in Maharashtra. It has been shown on the map as well, you can see. Now, as I already told you, that Maharashtra, Maharashtra and some parts of Madhya Pradesh, this Karnataka area, these are included with this black soil. Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh are the areas there where this black soil is seen. In the southeast direction, you know, along the Godavari and Krishna Valley. The particle size in this black soil is very fine or small. You know, as I already told you, its diameter is 0.005 millimeters. They are well known for the holding moisture. They have the capacity to hold moisture when they are more deep. Black soils contain they are mostly such soils which contain particularly inorganic substances. They lack organic substances, humus. That is calcium carbonate is there, magnesium, potash, and lime. That is phosphoric acid is lagging there, means it is poor in phosphoric acid. That is why we are not cultivating their rice. Phosphorus is found in alluvial soil. When there would be dry climatic conditions, there are the cracks developed on the land. It is very difficult to plow during that particular period or time. When it would be when there would be the rainfall, soil becomes very soft. It is then easy to plow. Means which are known as the when there are the pre-monsoon showers or pre-monsoon time. When there would be rainfall, it is very easy to plow there. But when it would be dry season, it is most difficult to plow. Now next soil is red and yellow soils. Red and yellow soils are particularly formed on the crystalline igneous rocks. These are particularly found in two different regions. Red soil is found in those areas which receives less rainfall. Yellow soils are found in those areas which receives high rainfall. As I already told you that when it gets the red color, iron is reacting with oxygen and ferric oxide is formed, due to which it gets the it attains the reddish color. When it attains yellowish color, means iron is reacting with water. Ferric hydroxide is formed. Red and yellow soils are found in Orissa, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of Middle Ganga plains, and along with the Piedmont or downside of these mountains are Western Ghats or hills. These soils develop a reddish color, due to the diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. It looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form. I already told you that when this iron reacts with water, that is hydrated form. Hydrated form means when iron reacts with water, ferric hydroxide is formed. That is why it attains yellowish color. Next soil is laterite soil. Actually, laterite has been derived from a Latin word later, which means brick. Brick is actually given an example here. When we form a brick, before baking it, there are some characteristics, after which the characteristics are not present there later on. That is, soil is soft, that contains water, that contains organic substances, that contains inorganic substances. When we start baking this brick, it attains reddish color. It becomes hard. Water is not found there. The substances like organic humus is not found there due to high temperature which we have given it. This is simply an example which has been given here, which will be suited with this laterite soil. Same two processes which took place on this laterite soil, due to which it loses its all the characteristics. That is, One is high temperature, another is high rainfall. Due to high temperature, bacteria which are present in the soil, due to which humus and organic substances are increased. Due to high temperature, all these are destroyed. Due to heavy rainfall, the topmost soil is leaching off or eroded, means all the characteristics of those soils are decreasing or losing. What would the result? Leaching due to the heavy rainfall, as I already told you. Laterite soils are mostly deep, and they have the pH value of less than 6.0. Generally deficient in plant nutrients. These are found in the southern states particularly. You can check here on the map as well. These are found in 3 different regions of India. That is the western coastal plains on the west side of the Western Ghats. Another is the that is West Bengal areas, that is in Meghalaya, easternmost part of India. These are some areas where laterite soil is found. Western Ghats region, Maharashtra, Orissa, some parts of the West Bengal, and northeastern regions, as I already told you. This soil particularly supports the deciduous and evergreen forests. It is rich. It is humus rich, but under sparse vegetation. Laterite soil once was fertile, but due to 2 factors which were responsible, their high temperature and high rainfall, all the characteristics which are not found later on there. These soils are mostly vulnerable or prone to erosion and degradation. Particularly in the western coastal plains, due to heavy rainfall, such conditions are occurred there. In West Bengal, there is again high temperature conditions which are there, due to which bacteria are destroying. Northeastern part, again high rainfall is there. After degradation of the soil, laterite means this soil was very fertile. Later on, it becomes less fertile. That is why it has got its name, laterite. Later on, it becomes less fertile. After degradation or losing its characteristics, we can apply. If we have to cultivate different types of crops there, we have to take preventive measures, that we have to apply manure, chemical fertilizers, and other such preventive measures through which we can cultivate different crops. You can see here, after adopting appropriate soil conservation techniques, particularly in the hilly areas like these Meghalaya area, in Assam areas, and in the western Ghats side, like Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, soil is very useful for the growing tea and coffee. In Assam, tea is grown there, but this was degraded soil, but we have taken preventive measures. We have applied some fertilizers and other new techniques through which its fertility has again increased. Red laterite soil in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Kerala are more suitable for the crops like cashew nuts. Here is the picture, you can check. Arid soils. Arid soils are also known as desert soils. You can check here. It is mostly the parts of Rajasthan and some parts of these Punjab and some parts of Gujarat. Arid soils color ranges from red to brown. This arid soil is sandy in texture and saline in nature. It means that sandy in texture means its grain size is equal to sand, and the rocks which are found there contains high concentration of salt. Salt concentration in Rajasthan rocks are high. When there is some kind of rainfall or 10 centimeters annual rainfall, that rainfall dissolves the salt, and salt solution is formed as we have seen in chemical weathering. Salt solution is formed due to high temperature. This water is evaporated. The salt which will not go into the atmosphere, but it will stay on the land, but it will not remain in the rocks. It will come up and deposited on the sand. A whitish substance is deposited with the sand. After that, after some time, it attains a reddish brown color. Reddish means some kind of iron is there, and brown, this white substance which we have seen there, that is salt, after some time period, it attains its red to brown color. There is one below the sand. There are some rocks, or which are known as kankar. There is because there is the increasing calcium content downward. Due to this calcium content, water cannot be penetrated below the layers. It remains up to the limit. The kankar layer formation in the bottom layers restricts the infiltration of water, as I already told you. Means that water cannot be penetrated below the layers. If we can take again preventive measure through which we can, in land use pattern we have discussed that there are the waste and barren land. If we take them under cultivation, means we have to take preventive measure that we have to convert such waste and barren land into cultivable or net zone area. This is the part which we have discussed, that after proper irrigation these soils become cultivable. Yes, as has been in the case of the western Rajasthan. In this region, very less plants and animals are seen there, because harsh climatic conditions are there, less rainfall, soil is less fertile, and there are the crops which are grown. There are dry crops which doesn't need a high concentration of water. Next is forest soil. These are also known as mountain soils. These mountain soils, fertility also varies from mountain peak to the lower side of a mountain. Mountains are almost covered with the forests and wildlife. It is rich in this biodiversity. When these dead and decay parts are mixed with the soil becomes fertile. But on the top of the mountain, these dead remnants are sliding downwards of this mountain. Means the fertility on the top side is decreasing, but these humus or organic substances are reduced down, and downside become very fertile. The soil texture also varies according to the mountain environment where they are formed. It means that the particle size of a soil is very less below the mountain. It would be very high, or some big size of a particle would be on the higher side. It is obviously means when the rock will be slide down on the top of a mountain, means its size would be big. When it slides down more and more to the downside, uh, the continuously it will be broken down into sand particles, means small size of a particle would be on the downside and big side would be on the upper side. That is why the texture varies from upper side of a mountain to the lower side. They are loomy and silty in the valley side. Already told you, means particle size are on the lower side and coarse grained, means big size is on the upper slopes. uh, on the upper side of these mountains, almost due to this glacier running water, the soil is always eroding to the downward. The soil becomes acidic, and that doesn't contain humus, large quantity of humus, means that has low humus content. Uh, these soils are found in the lower parts of the valleys, particularly on the river terraces and alluvial fans. Alluvial fan means when these substances or these small substance particles of these rocks are deposited in the downside of a mountain. There are these deposits. These deposits are known as the alluvial fans or alluvial deposits, which are also fertile. This was about the mountain soils or forest soils. Soil erosion. Soil erosion means removal of soil from one place to another place, or it is the denudation of soil cover and subsequent washing down. That is known as the soil erosion. Or we can say that the process of soil formation and erosion go simultaneously. Denudation, actually it is aggradation and degradation. Degradation means erosion, aggradation means. Sometimes this balance is disturbed due to the human activities like deforestation, overgrazing, construction, and mining. There are the human factors as well as the natural factors for the soil erosion. But these natural activities have been accelerated by the humans. In the Chambal Basin, the land has been degraded or eroded. There are the riverines which are formed or channels. Sometimes the whole area is washed down by the running water like a sheet, and we can say that that type of erosion is known as sheet erosion. Sometimes the wind blows the loose soil on the particularly in desert regions due to the there is the force of the wind. Due to wind, the sand is blown from one place to another place, which is known as the wind erosion. Soil erosion took place by the defective methods of farming, plowing in a wrong way. On the slope land, when we plow land, means due to the heavy rainfall, quickly the soil erosion took place. And last is soil conservation measures. We can conserve by the contour plowing. We have to reduces the flow of water and prevents the soil erosion. Hilly areas, terrace farming is done, that should be followed. Strip farming helps to reduce the force of the wind. We can form strips or boundaries between the fields through which we can protect the soil from the erosion. Shelter belts are there. We can grow trees in a one row, that is again reduce the force of the winds in particularly desert areas. Afforestation should be practiced in a large way and deforestation should be stopped. Now we have to encourage people to plant more and more trees, due to which soil erosion will be stopped. Overgrazing by the animals should be should be avoided. Means we cannot allow a large number of cattle population for the grazing. Now these are some pictures here shown related to the soil conservation. You can check here. Thank you very much.